Clarence Thomas and Sam Alito have addressed how the nastiness from the left has come through to them, but it doesn't affect their decisions, which is the good news. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Part of why we're happy is you don't let the bad people drag you down. You know, in a place where we're all just being public with our comments, negative comments are just part of being public. Okay. Not everyone's going to like you. Not everyone has an obligation to even say nice things about you, right? Sometimes they're allowed to say bad things about you. I'm allowed to say things that I think of Biden and other public figures, going like, I think you're ruining the country. Let's say I can say that about other Supreme Court justices. And everyone's got to get a thick skin, because why would you let negative comments sink into your heart unless they were true? If they were true and someone said something negative about me, which is very rare. Usually people only say negative things to try and tear you down, and they tell lies about you. If they're saying true things about you that are negative, then that's a learning moment. Good for us. Anyways, welcome to Doug in Exile, where we appreciate positive and negative things in the comments. Let's have it down there. You guys are allowed to show up. I can dish it out and I can take it. So can Clarence Thomas. Here's Bloomberg. Justice Thomas criticizes nastiness and lies he faces. This is U.S. Supreme Court. Clarence Thomas decried, quote, the nastiness and the lies, unquote, he and his wife, Ginny, have, quote, had to endure in recent years. Quote, there's certainly been a lot of negativity for my wife and I in the last few years, he said on Friday at a conference at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit in Point Clear, Alabama. But we choose not to focus on that. By the way, I don't have a problem when people come after me. It's if they come after my family. And a lot of times the left has been frustrated with Clarence Thomas not being able to touch him. So they'll go after his wife. And that is, you can't hurt Superman, but sometimes you can hurt Superman by going after the people he loves. That's what General Zod, bad guys learn that. Thomas was the focus of controversy over Supreme Court ethics in 2023. By the way, all charges completely made up about him getting enriched by being a Supreme Court justice, receiving normal gifts from normal people. It doesn't influence his decisions at all. After reports emerged that he accepted luxury travel via yacht and private jet from billionaire businessman and conservative political donor Harlan Crow without disclosing the gifts publicly. It's the non-disclosure that's the problem, by the way. Our Supreme Courts, all of them, have enjoyed the highest treatment to resorts and plane travel. They just usually have to claim it. The justice also sold real estate, including his childhood home in Georgia, to Crow, and failed to include those deals in his annual financial disclosures. ProPublica received a Pulitzer Prize on May 6th for its role in uncovering the financial connections. That's when you do a nothing story and you want to make it bigger, then you go for the Pulitzer Prize and they'll grant it to you to try and bring more publicity to it. Really, it was a huge nothing that he didn't claim this stuff. And they're trying to make it into the largest corruption scandal in the history of the Supreme Court. No, Sotomayor likely being the one that leaked the Roe v. Wade documents and tried to influence the court by one of her pages. That was probably the biggest scandal of my lifetime. On Friday, Thomas recounted a conversation with a friend during a walk around his neighborhood a few years ago. Quote, that's before they started attacking my friends. See, Thomas said, I hope I still have some. Thomas was also described Washington as a place where, quote, people pride themselves in being awful. It is a hideous place as far as I'm concerned, Clarence Thomas said. Now, Clarence Thomas is humbly known for going around the United States in a Winnebago in his off season to meet the people. He travels around. I can't imagine if I got to meet that guy, man, that'd be great. Thomas is the Supreme Court justice I've probably studied the most. And he is a hero of mine, a fantastic, humble, wonderful man. And that's why the left hates him. And that's why he's probably saving America. And we need to get him more Supreme Court justices appointed by Trump. in the next 4 years.
So I want to just thank the 6 Supreme Court justices, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, John Roberts, Brett Kavanaugh, Neil Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett for the wisdom and the courage they showed on this long-term, very contentious issue.
What do you guys think? Are you happy that Clarence Thomas is staying strong? Don't you think that barbs and getting flamed every once in a while online, isn't that part of being tough and showing courage? You have to be tested. If life's all easy for you, you get no testing, you don't get a thick skin. You don't get to be tough. I'm Doug in Exile.